What is happening, YouTube world? It is so good to be here. This is my first long form video on my YouTube channel. Super excited about that. I've been doing Mindset Mondays. Go check out the Mindset Monday playlist. All right, that playlist is short form videos. And by short form, I'm talking it's 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 sometimes if I'm feeling a little crazy with it. But go check it out. It is just a pack of energy and punch, as well as some insight, just for you to take some energy and insight into your week and hopefully, ideally, get more value out of your week than what you would normally, all right, without Mindset Monday. So go check that out. But this is the first long form video because some subjects, they need to be broken down just a little bit more. And so I want to talk about the secret to breaking cynicism. The secret to breaking cynicism, and here's why. I have struggled before with being cynical. I'm sure that you have had your moments of being tempted as well. We all do because we're human, right? Doesn't make us bad, just makes us human. However, I've also learned that cynicism doesn't work, along with this proposition from our culture that it does work. Now, would our culture say that it is cynicism exactly? Maybe they won't call it by name, but they will describe it by its operations. And so here's what I mean. What is cynicism? Cynicism is this. It is a disposition of distrust. That's what it is, a disposition of distrust. And that can be a distrust in people, which sometimes people are not worth trusting, not general people, but I will say specific individuals sometimes are not worth trusting with certain things. But it can be a distrust of institutions, which, Lord knows that we've had a little bit of that in the past, I don't know, let's just say the past decade-ish or so, for various reasons, right? But we have had a lot of that, so sometimes there's reasons not to. That can be a distrust in reality itself and the structures of reality, which is like saying a distrust in God. And that one is different for me because I believe in God. And so, but we can talk a little bit about why it doesn't work to operate in this system of distrust with God. We can talk about that maybe towards the end of the video. But that's kind of what cynicism is as a quick layout, right? It's a disposition of distrust. Hear me. If it's a disposition of distrust, that means that it is not decided case by case. That means it has become your posture in life and in reality instead of decided upon case by case, meaning that, and this is what's so crazy about cynicism, right? Cynicism will overgeneralize everything because of one specific thing. Right? This is what's so crazy. So you were hurt by a person very deeply, therefore you cannot trust people. That's what cynicism says. Now, that's wrong for so many different reasons. So many different reasons. But what I will say, I'm kind of looking a little darker. I'm mixed, but I'm looking darker than usual. I'm going to try to turn into the lights a little bit. All right, I hope that's a little bit better. And so anyways, with cynicism, it will oversimplify everything because of something that you went through. So think about that. Everything versus something. You went through something, therefore it changes everything forever, and it's always like that no matter what. So it puts this false overlay on life that says everything that you experience, all the dynamic experiences that you can have in life, all the things that you will experience with other people, and all of the variety of their experiences, all of that can boil down just to this one thing that you went through. That is not healthy. That is not healthy. And I'm talking to you as somebody that has gone through some serious healing. And I'm not the expert. I'm not the guy who's just sitting here fully whole and I'm the most healed individual in my emotions and in my mind and in my spirit. No, but I've been in the process enough to know that pattern is not a healthy pattern. Not a healthy pattern. And so I'm going to kind of put it like this. All right? There is something in the Bible. There's something in the Bible, and I'm sure many of us are familiar with this in the Bible. And you have to forgive me. I know I'm moving the camera so much, but this is just in my hand. Lord, help my shoulders, please, because they're starting to burn. But it's okay. It's all right. Here we are. Bear with me. So there's something in the Bible where the serpent in the Old Testament, this is in Genesis, all right? And definitely feel free to go and read this. But he says something to Adam and Eve that is kind of crazy. So God says to Adam and Eve, he says, don't eat of this one tree in the garden. However, you can eat of every other tree. Just don't eat of this one. The serpent then says to them, God said you can't eat of every tree? And it's interesting. So Eve's response is, well, no, it's just this one that we can't eat of. It's just this one tree. And so what did the serpent do? The serpent in the stories, basically, here's what he does, is he says, here's the one thing you can't do. Let me raise the negative thing to feel like it's everything. God said you can't eat of one tree, but I'm going to say he said you can't eat of every tree. So he raises the don't into just everything. Well, I can't do this, I can't do that, and this is wrong, and this is a problem. It's like, whoa, that's not healthy. We don't have to raise what is particular in a way that overthrows what is established. So this one tree does not equal all trees. That one thing is at that point overthrowing everything. Why? Cynicism will do the same thing. All unhealthy behaviors do the same thing. And so we don't have to live a life where we're getting this false overlay on reality because of this one time of pain. Or maybe it was this season of life. It could have been decades. It could have been the first 10 years of your life was just a living, going through hell and high water. Maybe that's what it was. However, that doesn't make cynicism the answer to it, because that's doing what the serpent did in Genesis, where now we're making the minority of things everything. Not a healthy pattern on reality. And reality is far too complex to be doing that to it, right? The world may not say cynicism is a way to operate, but they will say, well, you can only trust you. You can only trust you. You can't trust anybody else. You can only trust yourself. Everybody is out to get you. Everybody is out to hurt you. That's not a healthy perspective to have, because that's robbing us of the richness of relationships that we deserve to have, that you deserve to have. You deserve to live a better life. Said about my wife, my beautiful wife. She's not home right now. She is babysitting one of our close friends' beautiful little daughters. But she said this to me the other day. She said to me, because God was just dealing with me about some internal problems in me and my belief systems about myself, about the world and my place in it. And she said a statement that broke me, and she said, you deserve a better life than that. She was right. I broke down crying, and it became a beautiful moment to heal. And I'm still in that process. But what I'm learning in all of this is that there's too many of us dealing with things like this. Too many of us have allowed genuine hurts and pains to define the rest of our lives. And how do we deal with it? We typically dig our heels into the pain and act from that first moment that it happened. Isn't that crazy? We will be in our present time, and something happened to us 15 years ago. I'm 30. I just turned 30 years old in November of 2024. It's 2025 right now. I am 30 years old, and I can remember things that happened to me 15 years ago. I can remember things that happened to me 20 years ago. And I've been acting from those things. Why am I overlaying past pain onto my present life? Why am I doing that? If I take cynicism that says, well, this happened to you, John, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 5 years ago. If I start saying, well, taking the disposition of distrust, cynicism, and I start treating cynicism as if it is wisdom, I'm actually going back to where I was hurt and reliving it again. Why should I go through pain, but then not get the product out of the pain? Why? Why should I go back to what hurt me and not get the fruit out of it? What am I saying? I shouldn't relive that pain without getting resolve. Man, come on now. I should not go back through the pain without getting the growth and the development that is meant for me. Why would, if I need to go grab a shovel and dig, why would I go and just dig in the dirt, not expecting to even find any treasure? Why would I do that? What am I getting dirty for and doing all this hard labor for and lifting these heavy burdens in the shovel for if I'm not finding anything of value? That does not make sense, but we do this as humans so much because we don't know what else to do. We experience painful things and then we allow time to move us from it without us having healed from it. We allow time to move us from the situation, the painful experience, but we have not healed from the painful experience. And cynicism is always rooted in betrayal. It's always rooted in disappointment. It's always rooted in discouragement. It's always rooted in somebody lifted your expectations and then dropped you from how high they lifted you. And so the secret to cynicism, or to breaking cynicism, not the secret to cynicism, what am I saying? I'm up here. The secret to breaking cynicism is resolve. We need to be healed or we've been hurt. We don't need to weaponize our pain. We need to have resolve concerning our pain. That's what we need. That's what you need. That's what I need. What does the resolve look like? That's a good question. It's a tough one. I know that if you believe in Jesus as I do, then there's much that I would say that is heavy concerning going to him for healing. He is the answer to any issue that you have, any problem in your life. Jesus, the Messiah, is the answer. But what I want to do is I want to complement him being the answer with this, because I know I can say a lot of super biblical sounding things that you may say sound churchy, and maybe, that's just not something you understand or have much experience with, and I get that. Here's some things that Jesus teaches. He teaches forgiveness, which is releasing people of their debt. What would happen if you released the person of the debt that hurt you? Release that person that owes that debt, that owes the debt to you. Release them by forgiving them, because your cynicism is bound in your unforgiveness. Your cynicism, it's bound in unforgiveness. And that doesn't mean that you're saying what someone else did was okay, but your unforgiveness is making you unhealthy, right? And so it's not me saying that it was okay. It's just me saying, I'm not going to keep holding on to this. It's destroying my life, and it's holding something over them that's probably hindering their life in ways that I don't even understand. I deserve to live a better life. Like my wife said to me a few days ago, I deserve to live a better life. You deserve to live a better life. Forgiveness, vulnerability. Don't shut down relationships because they make you uncomfortable just to have them at all. I'm not really a relationship kind of person. And, first off, that's not really true. You just feel insecure about it. Like, God did not design you to be alone. It's not good for man to be alone. You are created in your brain to operate socially. One of the things that is a trait of the experiences of people that can go insane is that they are not properly socialized. They don't have that accountability that you get with society. And so they're isolated. So it's not healthy to be alone. It's not healthy for your mind to be alone. It's not healthy for your spirit to be alone. It's not good that you should be alone. And what can happen too with cynicism is that we can get into isolation. And when that isolation happens, one of the things that I've definitely observed in myself among, other people that have struggled with this as well, is we don't even engage in playing with people. it's playing with people, it's joking around, it's having a going back and forth. And what I will say is that sometimes when we get into cynicism, you can tell when you see people struggling because they feel like they can only play so much before they're about to get slapped in the face by the other person, probably because it's happened before with other people in their life, in their past. But if you cannot play with people, you cannot work with people. If you cannot work with people, you cannot build with people. Okay? I have worked in construction for some years as a journeyman electrician. Ideally, hopefully doing YouTube more full-time, some real estate stuff more full-time, and doing some music stuff more full-time. Definitely some music stuff is coming for sure. Will be on YouTube. But I've seen it out in the construction world a lot, and it's not just the construction world; it's everywhere. But in my line of work, what I have seen is this: is there are people that are skilled at the trade that they do, and then there's people that are a little less skilled at what they do, but they're really good at playing. They know how to play with people and joke with people. They know how to be fun to work around. And the more skilled person may be more skilled, but they don't know how to play. And what I've witnessed is this, that people will normally want to work with the person who can play more, but they're a little less skilled, than they do want to work with the person that's more skilled, but is not so good at playing. Why? Because the person that cannot play, you cannot work with. If you cannot work with them, you cannot build with them. And so even though they have more skill, because they lack play, they lack camaraderie, they lack that social strength that you can have, they lack this ability to unify with the group. They're usually this lone wolf that's isolated, and this whole lone wolf, man, I'm a lone wolf. Lone wolves are not healthy. They don't have a pack. They're usually malnourished. You just like, stop. Jesus help me. Just these ideas that people just get their emotions behind, but they don't even make sense. So it's like, let's come back to some balance here and understand this. Forgiveness, vulnerability, play. That's a practical one. Go play and have fun with other people. Do not generalize your hurt onto everybody else in every new relationship. Don't do what the serpent did in the garden, right? The one tree versus all of them. Don't make the one thing that you went through everything you went through. The one person that hurt you is the same hurt you experience with everybody. The somebody that hurt you is not everybody hurting you. And the last big thing, not that there aren't more, I'm sure that there are, but the last big thing is this. Go take this to God. Take this to Jesus. Just lay all of your cares, all of your anxieties on him. That's the first step. The second step is let him care for you. Let him care for you. He will show you new ways to live. In my channel, I perfectly intend on revealing these new ways to live. This is just my first big one. I know it's probably a little chaotic and all over the place, and forgive me. I probably could have done a little better on that. But my channel, I will definitely be seeking to reveal the ways to live in the kingdom that are just well beyond anything that we can do on our own. And so, look, man, just like I say on Mindset Monday, again, go check out that playlist. But I love you and I believe in you, all right? I will see you this coming Monday. Actually, yeah, I'll see you this coming Monday for Mindset Monday. We'll do another long-form video coming up soon, I'm sure. And I'm looking forward to our next video. Got some different video ideas. Don't know what it's going to be yet, but I am looking forward to having you there. And like I said, there's some music stuff that's going to be coming too. I could kind of turn, this is my little office studio space. It's not very put together yet at all, actually. But little mic, all this little stuff kind of set up for right now. A lot more to come, for sure. My wife and I are trying to work on it. My wife has her YouTube channel. She's doing well, and her studio's next door to mine, and all that. So definitely looking forward to giving some more to you guys. But look, like I said, I love you, believe in you, all right? We know we got to be moving differently in life, so we might as well do it, and let's do it together. I'll see you next time.